So on a second thought, I changed my mind. I'm gonna prank my wife quickly about a job interview. So I'm gonna call her through Samantha. I already changed the prompt of Samantha to play as the HR manager of a company called DTM and see if she can talk to the voice AI agent. And then we will use that as an example in order to explain a concept that I would like to touch about. So I have already did this, just had her number, and I'm going to initiate a call right now. Let's see if it works. That should have initiated the call. If you go to conversations, you can see all your existing calls, and there's an ongoing call. And when you have your calls, you can play them.
Hey, Aim.
Especially something to do. And also see the transcript and so on. But one thing you see here is the latency of how much time it took for that response to be generated between this call, this text to be spoken, and the response to come back. Like literally, that's a lot of work behind that thing. And if she picks a call, then I will quickly explain the entire nitty-gritty details on this. There we go, 36 seconds. She spoke on the phone call for 36 seconds. So let's go and hear that out.
Hey, Soria, I'm Lisa, the recruitment manager of DTM. Can we talk for a minute?
Yes, sure.
Great. I'm calling to follow up on your application for the software engineer position. I wanted to tell you a
Hi,
bit more
Matt,
about
it's you
DTM and why I
again.
think you'd be a... I apologize, Soria. There seems to be a...
Yeah, sorry. I think it's you, Emil, again. It's one of your AI agents. Good luck for this. Let me work. Don't call me again. Bye.
So she got it. But what was interesting here was this, like 376 milliseconds, 482 milliseconds. The moment she said like yes, sure, 300 milliseconds after that, something happened. And what is that something? Let me explain it here. So Surya, the most strong and beautiful Afghan woman I know in my life, received a phone call and she picked the phone. So she said yes, or maybe the voice said yes. But what happens in the first place is like she says something in sound, like of voice. It goes through a so-called ASR engine, and then automatic speech recognition. That stands for automatic speech recognition. And then that goes to an LLM. And that LLM generates some text, and that text is basically the response that LLM, in this case being Gemini, but it could be ChatGPT and so on. And then that text again, so here it's sound, it's text, text goes to LLM, large language model, text comes out of that, a TTS, a text to speech algorithm or an engine or a model generates back sound. And all of that happens like in a fraction of a second, like literally less than 500 milliseconds. And that's very, very impressive. Like, because when I was running VoiceCat, our initial latency here was 9 seconds. So this entire thing that we were doing, like this entire cycle, for us initially took 9 seconds in the start, somewhere in the start of 2023. But then later on, after a lot of R&D, we made it to also to around 500, 700 milliseconds. But now you get all of that information literally off the shelf from a company like ElevenLabs or Vapi and Co. But what's the message here? That if you combine this kind of a work with agentic frameworks and you combine that with vibe coding, you can build extremely complex web and mobile applications that have agentic knowledge behind it. And that's all possible without you knowing any coding or having any background in computer science. And with the current tooling around what is possible, it's amazing what can we build. And this tutorial series is a proof of that. With that, see you in the next